Welcome to the Phillips Film Baby Journey. I am Requill.
And I am Derrich.
And we want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button to join our family. Our little girl Legacy is in here accompanying us playing the piano today. This video is all about life after baby. And we're going to talk about how life has been since we had our little bundle of joy. So, what changes have you experienced since becoming a dad?
I guess the most obvious change, especially that first week or two, was lack of sleep. That first week was really miserable, just up non-stop it seemed like. But since then I've been more...
Yeah, because he was up breastfeeding round the clock. Ooh, it was so hard for him.
It was tough. I was being distracted by all that noise. But since then I've learned to kind of sleep through all of that, and my lovely wife
him and his useless nipples
has picked up the reins. So I still sleep. It's better sleep, but it still isn't the same as versus before having a baby. But other than that, just a lot of things as far as coordination with our schedules. Now my wife has gone back to work. Really have to be conscious about really coordinating our schedules and making sure that we're accounting for all our responsibilities being parents. Other things that's changed is monetary wise. Having a baby, y'all know, is very expensive. So,
honey, because I'm gonna make a video about how much it costs to have a baby, because the medical bills I'm getting, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me.
So it makes us think twice now about splurging. And even though we still have fun, still enjoy life, but definitely have to be more budget conscious now. And then most recently we traveled with Legacy for the first time. And
there will be a travel vlog all about that and tips to fly with a baby coming soon too.
So prior to Legacy being born, Requill and I were used to just traveling with a bag, a carry-on or something. But this time we had 4 suitcases and like
3 carry-ons.
it was insane, but everything changes. But overall, I certainly love being a dad. It's been changes for the better. The priorities have changed. It's making me more goal-oriented and focusing on just making sure that our family is secure and thriving. There's some changes for you.
All right. Our baby co-sleeps with us. At first she was sleeping in a little snuggle nest, which I featured in my baby essentials video. But now she sleeps about half the night in that, and then the other half of the night I actually let her snuggle up to me because I'd be too tired to actually sit up to breastfeed. So we lay down and breastfeed. And just having that little bit of space before I'm falling off the bed, because she's a wild sleeper, that has definitely been a change, because I don't sleep well at all either because I'm getting kicked and scratched. But I bring that up because we had some friends who were like, oh, you're not going to be able to get your baby out your bed until she's like 3 or 4. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. 6 months she gonna be in this crib in this room. They're like, all right, we gonna see. And so when they found out that she was now sleeping in our bed out of her little sleeper, there was like, and now it begins. Because one of my main things was like, where do you have sex if the baby's in the bed with you? And they figure it out with quickies and other places around the house. But so needless to say, our sex life has also changed as baby because the baby's in our bed. And she don't like mom and daddy have a lot of alone time.
Just gotta get creative. They say there's a will, there's a way.
But most importantly, during this process, my husband has made sure that we keep each other first, because once she's grown and off to college, it's just gonna be me and him again. And so when we initially had, well, not when we initially had her, but when we had her, when she turned 1 month old, he planned a date night. And I'm like, a date night? Who got time for that? Like, we got a 1 month old baby. We not supposed to be out here enjoying life, doing things like going out for drinks and dinners. We supposed to be in the house, making sure we're taking care of all her needs. But, I'm glad that he did plan it. I was obviously scared to let somebody else watch our child for the first time. But since then, she's been with other people overnight and everything, because he kept reminding me, like, when you go to daycare, well, when you go back to work and she go to daycare, it's gonna be complete strangers that's gonna be watching her. At least these people are, friends of the family and family. But it definitely was hard to initially leave her in the beginning because of that attachment, that that bond that we've been creating. Let's see what else. and speaking of leaving her, you know, going back to work. This was my first full week back to work. Definitely miss her, but they got me so busy at work, child, I can barely even think about my baby. Every time I turn around, there's something new going on. But it does feel strange being away from her all day.
And then also prior to us becoming parents, we didn't follow no traditional rules or being conventional. So we lived life however what made us happy, not what people say we should do or modeling other people. We modeled our own happiness. So I think it's the same when we become parents, where we continue being unconventional and just being spontaneous. All the things that made our relationship so strong and just enjoyable prior to becoming parents, we have to keep that same energy within reason. So that's kind of my philosophy.
All right, that's why we're going out for dinner and drinks tonight. But
Turn up.
Legacy's a good baby. So we've been blessed. I mean, I feel like she's tricking us to be like, oh, have another one because they'll be just like me and they'll be hell on wheels. But overall, I mean, like, she's back there laying down, pressing the buttons on the little keyboard. You know, she goes to most people. Everybody who watches her always says she's such a good baby. So
she gets that from me.
All right, well, out of the two of us, I guess he is more the goody two shoes. Also, an adjustment is, believe it or not, I have a little bit of a potty mouth. So try not to cuss because I don't want her first words to be vulgar because she was listening to Mama talk. Having to listen to different music in the car because we are a no trap zone when we got the baby in there. So I can't turn up to Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and everybody else I typically would listen to because this one won't listen to the wheels on the bus go round and round on repeat.
It was funny the other day when I took her to daycare, the actual lady that watches over wasn't in there. It was like an assistant or something. And they have the radio playing. It was actually Cardi B song. And I look like, oh no, what kind of daycare is this? They playing Cardi B.
Like, you just telling me this.
Like, I just tell the surprise on camera. Yeah, like, oh no. So I started feeling a little apprehensive about this daycare, having second thoughts. But once the lady came back in, she turned it. I guess it was just kind of happened to be on that station, or maybe she was just fronting for me. But,
like, was any of the babies in here?
It's like one or two.
Oh, child.
Like I said, I don't. This lady, this white lady. I don't think she necessarily this Cardi B, older white lady. I just think it just by happen chance was on.
Like, what Cardi B song was it?
All of them ratchet. I don't remember.
The names not all ratchet. It could have been.
Ratchet.
I like it like that.
No,
that one.
No, it wasn't that.
It was Bodak Yellow or something.
Like so, she came and she turned to like country music or something. So I think that's more of her genre. But that just goes to show you we're really conscious about what she hears, what we feed in her mind, her subconscious. So we're conscious about that as parents.
And so y'all, like, I forgot to do this intro at the beginning, but this is all a part of our love series. We celebrated our 4-year anniversary on September 6th. And for the month of September, we are doing everything about love. So the first episode was our engagement story because it was first came love. Then the second episode was then came marriage. And this one, then came the baby and the baby carriage. Next week, we are going to be doing a Q&A. So I want you guys to make sure you drop those questions below. So anything that we did not answer, we want you to, you know, let us know what you want to hear from us. You got anything else you want to add to this episode, baby?
The last thing I will add is before getting married, Requill and I would talk about how, like with married couples, you fall in and out of love over the period of your marriage. And I can't say I've experienced falling out of love yet, but I would I would say since becoming parents, I would say my love for Requill has deepened even more just because it's been another dynamic to our love. Just witnessing her being such a nurturing, caring mother, it just melts my heart and strengthens my love for her. So that's the last I'll leave on that note.
And I feel the same way. At our swim lessons, yes, she takes swim lessons already. Just seeing the joy on his face, playing with her in the water, I was like, oh my gosh, I picked the great man to be my child's father and my husband. But once again, we want you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, drop questions for next week, and we gonna see y'all next week. We out.